Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, we'll be talking about how to teach children about the environment without it feeling like a lesson plan. That's next.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, not since the peace-love generation of the 60s has being careful about the environment been so popular, but we also have to learn how to teach kids about it without it sounding like some kind of boring lesson plan. To talk about that today, Andrea Wamble. She is the content manager for EarthX TV and Storytime Planet host.
That is right. Hi, Jeff.
Well, I'm thrilled to have you in studio. We met a couple weeks ago, and when I found out what you do professionally, I was just mesmerized. And so tell us a little bit more about EarthX TV and your role.
All right. Well, EarthX TV, or EarthX as an organization, we started off first as a live event that went on in Fair Park, and it would happen during Earth Week or Earth Day. And it would happen every year. And people would come from all over, and we would have conferences and films and wonderful expos and opportunities for people to learn and engage with the environment. And later, because of COVID, we had to make the switch. We switched to going virtual. And after we went virtual, we realized that we had such a larger scope and broad connection by reaching people all around the world, Brazil, India, Mexico, just to name a few, that we decided to move forward and have EarthX TV. So now we have launched in September EarthX TV, and this is programming that's all based on environmental purposes, causes, and being a platform to have people amplify their voice for their environmental organizations and for scientists and educators. One of the shows that we are doing is called Storytime Planet. This is my absolute pleasure that I get to be the host and the creator for this little children's show. And it's all ways to take little books that have environmental messages and teach them and read to them through our website as a program.
Okay, so we're going to talk much more about that in a minute, but we're going to go ahead and show a little clip right now.
Okay.
Hello, friends. I'm Miss A, and this is Penny the Panda, and we want to invite you to join us for Storytime Planet. Come along on a magical adventure, discover new lands, amazing places, and the answers to some of life's biggest questions. Dive inside incredible picture books, listen to stories, and learn how to be green. Right here on EarthX TV. Join Penny and I for Storytime Planet.
Well, I congratulate you because you have so much on-camera charisma. I can see why you're very popular with kids. Tell us about the characters that you've developed.
All right. Well, the character I developed is Miss A, and that's me being Andrea. Miss A was kind of a nickname that came from all of my years of teaching. So before working at EarthX and being a part of EarthX TV and hosting Storytime Planet, I was a ballet teacher and a fine arts teacher. And so I was always in a classroom or studio and educating little ones on fine art and the performing arts. And Andrea or Mrs. Wamble or Miss Toller, when I was still not married yet, just seemed kind of long and drawn out. Yeah. And so I sort of simplified it and said, you know what? You can call me Miss A. And it kind of stuck. And I love hearing that because it means that a little child is trying to grab my attention. And I look at it as a name of endearment.
And I love the production value. We're going to roll just a little clip as we're talking, because look at that. I mean, the great animated graphics, fun music, and an adorable co-star, if you will, or co-host. Tell us about Penny.
Yes. Well, what I've realized is because I'm speaking through a camera and I'm connecting with children through the computer, I don't have their little eyes to look back at me, which is a challenge because I'm used to seeing their little faces, engaging with them, and kind of knowing they're into it or, woo, I've lost them, I gotta change it up. And any teacher or anyone that's been in front of a room of little people kind of realize you gotta read your audience. So Penny has become my reading companion. And I allow Penny to kind of imagine that she's the child.
Yes.
So if I had my little students sitting beside me engaging with the story, they would probably pop up and ask questions. And, oh, Miss A, what's a monsoon? Or Miss A, what does it mean to recycle? So I imagine the questions that a child would ask me, and I allow Penny to ask those questions to me. So as we're engaging and reading about the books, we pause and we just have a dialogue and we chat. Tell me what you think, Penny, or what's your question? And I allow Penny to be as if it's the child connecting through the camera.
And I think it's absolutely brilliant, so creative, because you're talking about some complex things. You were telling me before we went on a story about erosion. Well, that's a tough topic to get into.
It is.
But you found a very creative way to do it.
We did. So I look for books that have an environmental message. I need the books to have, good illustrations, a positive story, but most importantly, that teachable moment.
Yes.
That allows us to introduce kind of larger environmental goals and striving to a world to be more sustainable,
yes,
but in a way that it can make sense to our littlest earthlings. So one of the books was actually a story about a young man that lived in India, and he grew an entire forest by himself, and his island was dealing with erosion. And all the trees had begun to wash away and the land wasn't holding firm. So he began to plant a forest, and slowly the trees grew, the animals came back, and the island was suffering from erosion, and it's now beautiful, healthy, and plentiful.
Wow. And you told me that Penny is actually a member of the family now. You have a little one yourself, Vivian. And
I do.
She waves at Penny.
She does. So Penny lives at our home. I keep her safe and sound up on a shelf in our house, but my daughter just loves Penny and is always walking past and waving at Penny the panda.
Very cool. Well, now you have a big week coming up.
We do.
Tell us about this.
We do, yes. So EarthX TV, we're getting ready to be launching our big Earth Week, and that's going to begin on April 16th and run through the 25th. And here we will be doing some of our regular program that we already do on EarthX TV, but we're also going to be highlighting some new shows, some premieres, some pilots that are going to be coming out. And there are 5 actually that are going to be, we're all very keen and excited about premiering and showcasing on EarthX TV. Do you want me to share with you about what we got on our lineup?
Absolutely.
Good. Well, one of them is called Kids in Conservation. And this is kids talking to kids. And I'm personally looking forward to this program because clearly I'm all about educating the little ones through engaging in fun ideas with Storytime Planet. So this idea, Kids in Conservation, it's actually a young girl, our host, and she is 9 years old, and she's a conservationist, and she is engaging with the wildlife.
That's awesome.
And a great way to get kids to pay attention is you put someone that looks just like them up on screen.
I think that's brilliant.
Yes, so that's one of our ones that's going to be a highlight. Another one is El Futuro del Planeta. And excuse my Spanish, it's not even a second or a third language, but basically that's saying the future of the planet. And this has all been filmed in Mexico. And you may not realize, since we are a global organization, this is going to be focused for our Latin American series, and it'll be both in English and in Spanish.
Brilliant.
Another one we're doing is called Road to Glasgow, And here it's going to be hosted by a young Scottish woman. And it's leading up to the UN Climate Change Conference that'll be held in Glasgow. So leading up all the steps and the people and the things going into building of the conference itself, and it will be a series. So you'll get to see more than just a single episode. It will carry on. Another one is E4, Transforming Power. And this is a program that's focused on energy and seeking out alternative sources. And after all the things that just took place recently, at least here at home and actually across the US, I'm sure this is something that everyone will be keen to tune in and learn about. And then finally, another program that will be brand new pilot and starting fresh is Defending Nature. And this is for the avid outdoor enthusiast. We're going to be having conversations with skiers, hikers, mountain bikers, and it's all about how do we save the land that we love.
I love it. And it's got a wide range of subjects, and I love how global it is. So well done.
Yes.
I want to end by talking about your founder, Trammell S. Crow.
Yes.
Anybody from Dallas-Fort Worth knows this name because
certainly.
Half of the buildings have Trammell Crow on them.
Yes.
But tell us about your founder and what it's like working with such a legendary environmentalist.
Absolutely. Well, Trammell is for sure a visionary. And when he first began with doing what it was Earth Day Dallas before Texas and now EarthX, it was a way for him to say, how do we bring everyone together, both the left and the right, bring them together because we all have one common goal, right? And that is to have a more beautiful and wonderful, healthy world and environment. Air, water, land. And so he is such a visionary. He created all of this, has built it, and now here we are launching with the EarthX TV 2.0, if you will, here coming up with Earth Week, and he has truly created a way to reach a global audience. And here he is, right here in Dallas, Texas.
He's really a jewel for not just us, but for the planet. So thank you so much for coming on the show. We're gonna end by putting up the website. It's earthx.org is the website. Andrea Wamble, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you, Jeff. This was a lot of fun. Appreciate you.
You bet. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.